Everyone, so there's been a good bit of talk over the last few weeks about courts being open to the public for the public to go in and to view the courts, to see the courts. I will say, it is in the constitution, it is there, um, that you're entitled to go to the courts to watch a case, to be to see a case. And I have often seen, I was in often court cases, civil matters, and people, one the members of the public randomly just walks in at any time they wanted, but this is before COVID, obviously. And obviously now they won't let anybody into the courts apart from the people that's probably there. Or the judges, the majority of the judges are at home, or the lawyers or whatever at home, and when they're on Skype and everything. But courts should be open to the public. It's a public building. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying about putting 16 or 17,000 people into the courts, right? 4 or 5, 10, 18. Courtrooms are big enough. They are big enough. It's a decent. The court, I'm thinking of 2 or 3 courtrooms I remember seeing. They're big enough. They are big enough. Cavan District Court is big enough. Like, for example, it's a big enough courtroom. It's big enough. You could fit at most maybe 2 meters. Just thinking, could fit good 15, 16 people, social distance and things, whatever. And that's decent enough to have 2 meters and things like that. That's a decent enough amount of people to have, so it would be done in public. Because that's what the public's there for. It's a public building, in other words, too. But the reason why, and it does say in the constitution about it, and it does say too, and it's been talked about in history before, that so everything's up to scratch, everything's there. It's not in behind the curtains, if that makes any sense. And that it's open and it's clear and that it's unbiased and it's fair, in other words. And that it's blind, that justice is blind, as they say. And that's what justice is all about. Being there to see the person, to witness the court case and to understand, to hear the people pleading their innocence, I suppose, or pleading whatever, etc., etc. Civil matters, etc., etc. And it doesn't always mean to say that somebody's innocent. It could be somebody hit a cow and didn't pay up or whatever, something like that. That often many times been in courts and whole things like that. Like majority of the time, civil matters legal up in little dog feces things. That's the majority of the time. I'm fed up, like literally, I'm fed up listening to judges saying there's no fucking evidence. But forgive me for my language, because that's literally what the judges go on and say. Because half the cases that go up to the judge more or less criticise us for bringing it to the judges, when we're only trying to enforce the law. It's a great country. This is what happens. This is happens. Forgive me, I'm a bit tired. As you know, it's 2:30 in the morning. So maybe a bit sleepy. But yeah, it just should be done in public, and that's just putting it straight. And I have wrote off to Helen McAtee about this, that it should be, and I said to her about it. It should be done, and I did point it out that it should be done in public. That everybody has a right to go into a court case. But it has to be tried in public. No matter how serious it is, either be murder, carjacking, whatever, etc., etc., etc. The public should be allowed to view it. If not in person, I don't think there's any court sessions on live. Would like only members of the public can connect. Like take for example Darlow, and you can watch Darlow and hear now and that if you want to. I don't think there's a way you can do that in Irish court systems, as far as I'm aware. To give me to have permission to be there. As far as I'm aware, maybe I might be wrong in that matter. Don't quote me on that. But again, even if they had that, then that's something at least. But again, courts should be done in public. Thank you for watching. Take care, everybody.